Very good evening to all our viewers. Thank you for making time and be with us on this episode of the Evening Review. My name is Brian Jaftha. Tonight on the platform we are joined by Brian Jaftha. He is a cannabis rights activist who continues to make headlines through his push through our courts to have some rights accorded to those who consume or want to consume cannabis. And Mr. Jaftha is here to help us understand his fight. Thank you very much, German, for making time.
Respect.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah,
huh?
man.
Strong.
Yeah, evening to the viewers.
Yes, wonderful. So the story here, which we published in Namibian Sun on Monday, says that there is the High Court. It's in fact the first two lines says a constitutional challenge to the legislative prohibition on the possession and use of cannabis in Namibia is set to be decided on 6 July in the High Court. Just if you can tell us what the court case is about.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Before I start, I want to thank this platform for always amplifying our voice,
Absolutely.
Yes. This is actually a plea from the state.
Yeah.
Yes, remember we have this challenge where we ask for Act 41 of 1971 to be found unconstitutional.
Okay.
So
what does it say? What are the provisions of that act for those who do not know?
Okay, the act is prohibiting the use, the selling, the cultivating, and the dealing of cannabis in Namibia.
Okay.
Yes. So the state actually wants to let the matter stand idle because they claim that there is a pending bill from the law reform in the developing community that is in process commission that they are looking into it, and as well as parliament. That is what they are actually saying, and they call it to say that the case is not ripe. The case is not ripe for adjudication.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is wrong with the current law prohibiting those four things that you mentioned: possession, dealing, and everything related to that?
Okay. Number one, it's a outdated law.
Yeah.
Yes. That is the first ground we land on.
Okay.
And since it's outdated,
Yeah.
anything in apartheid era was not good for us. We don't even have to look into it. But just for the sake of argument, number one, the use of cannabis, for instance, we are fighting for adult use. What we are saying is, as an adult, you have personal choices. Why? Because your body is your sovereignty. It's your personal autonomy. You decide what goes into your mouth, what to wear, and how to sleep. So no one else can determine or decide that for you.
When they say on that argument, Brian,
Yes.
People talk about there are many things that we cannot consume in this country.
Yes.
Despite the bodies being autonomous to us.
Yes.
What makes Dacha an exception?
Can you make an example for those many?
Oh, well, yeah. So, look, drugs, generally.
Yes.
Because I know there are semantics there, people saying no, but cannabis is not this, is not that, but cocaine, for argument's sake, I can't consume it despite the body being mine. So the difference
Okay.
is where?
Okay. What I'm trying to say, if we look into the dictionary word of the word drug,
Yeah.
drug is any substance that have a therapeutic effect. So drugs can be sugar, isn't it? Drugs can be coke. Drugs can be alcohol. Drugs can be a lot of things. You understand?
Yeah.
So what does the government say? They want us to die the way they want. Or what? You know, because I want to choose how I want to die, you know. I have a right to self-harm, a little bit of self-harm.
Yeah.
I have that right, you know. I don't see, you know, we have top 5 preventable deaths in the world, meaning deaths that we could have prevented. Alcohol, tops. Cigarette smoking, second. Diabetes, third. And let me break at diabetes. Diabetes, we don't see anyone going to jail for eating sweets. But people are dying like no one's business. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And then we go to prescription drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs that is being bought over the counter. They have side effects, they kill people. And cannabis don't even get to that list. Let me not say, I want to see the day when I have a death certificate that say cause of death, cannabis.
Yeah.
You see?
No, I understand.
Yes.
I understand. I can't counter your argument properly because I must tell you I'm very naive when it comes to issues of that nature. I have never smoked in my life. And I've never taken intimate interest in this issue so that I can also understand them.
Yes.
But the impression that I've always had is that Dhaka is not entirely, I mean, even in South Africa where there is now some regulated use,
Yes.
I think the content of what can be sold is highly saturated. What is the word? It's washed down a little bit.
Yes, but now
Yeah.
there is a proposed bill that is coming up in South Africa that proposed that a person can have a 750 gram per day on him or her per person. But talking about South Africa, what I explained to you earlier about my body is exactly what South African government could not fight against, and that is the private use. Why? Because what harm does a person that use any drug, let's not say cannabis, any drug for that matter, for personal consumption, what harm does he use? What harm does he cause to the society or to other people in the confines of his house or her house?
Yeah, but Brian, the consumption, first and foremost, there's no guarantee that the consumption will be confined to people's homes. I mean, if you're a father, for example, I'm sure there are also things that you wouldn't want to do in front of your children.
Of course.
So maybe the safest way to do your stuff, some of those things, is actually not even at home. But are you saying, because I know that other drugs, like your hardcore drugs now, your cocaine and whatnot, they cause addiction, they cause serious health and mental disorientation, even if it's just in that moment. And I think the understanding of the authorities in our country is that Dhaka does the same. How does, what impact do you get from consuming Dhaka as a person?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I've been smoking now for 35 years.
Yeah, illegally.
Illegally, and I will continue smoking.
Yeah.
And I never had any effects. Let's say, for instance, in prison, now when I was there for these 2 years, there is the institute, the correctional service, they give an institute called Managing Your Substance Abuse. It's a rehabilitation program. And there in that rehabilitation program, they have a part where they say that the victim's impact, meaning what your crime have caused on the victim. So in my case now, in the case of drugs, is that the addiction you are talking about, and people are stealing things at home. But even there, I raised the point to say that we cannot, without proof, say that people are stealing at home because of drugs. People steal because they are thieves. People kill because they are murderers. People rape because they are rapists. You want to tell me a person that steals in the bank, that works in the bank, that steals money and buy a Mercedes-Benz, was triggered by Mercedes-Benz? No.
Yeah.
You see, so we must name and shame these individuals that steal at home. And because we justify that, they keep on using these things because they know people will say it's not me, it's the drugs. But just to come to your point to say the health, let me choose my health status. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Because you cannot allow me to drink Coke, but you don't want me to smoke a Zol. To smoke a Zol is more safer than to drive in a taxi here in Katatura. You know, so there is no holding for the state on my personal consumption.
But I mean, what kind of state, on a serious note, what kind of state what kind of leadership can fold its hands and say, oh, because people can choose what poison they must consume to kill them, we cannot stand between them and that poison. I mean, that would be negligent. That would be reckless leadership. There has to be to say.
I think you should. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
I think you should turn your question around and say, what kind of state wants to enter into someone's house and decide what he must put into his body? That is dictatorship.
Is it dictatorship?
Yes. You cannot decide. I must, because I'm telling you, Coca-Cola, sweets, I told you it's more harmful than ganja, but you keep on saying, I must use that and not that one. That one kills more. Obesity kills the people. Yet those donuts are free. It's a choice.
I don't think people just woke up one morning thinking Dacha is more dangerous than many of these things just out of nothing.
But I am a clear example.
There ought to be proper scientific evidence that says, look, ganja is actually dangerous.
But Namibia never have done that. I'm just telling you.
Yes.
I'm just telling you. Namibia, South Africa was the first country in the world that prohibited ganja. I don't know if you know that.
No, I don't know.
Yes, was the first country that prohibited ganja. There was the drug investigator of America, Henry Einslinger. He lobbied around, and South Africa was the first. And today South Africa is the one that said no. Those was unfounded. There was those scientific reasons was not based on facts. I am approving, I'm telling you, I spoke cannabis for 35 years, and cannabis never made me to do any criminal thing.
And others?
And I got married, I have my children, 2 of them finished university, 1 is busy now, and he's also smoking. There's nothing wrong.
Okay, we go for a very short break and return with Brian Jaftha.
Yeah, thank you.
We are still talking to Brian Jaftha here on the Evening Review. It's about the case to have cannabis use authorized legally in our country. Now, You kept talking about yourself as an example, as this shining example of a man who has lived just a normal life despite his consumption of ganja. Is that the... can the same be said about others? Maybe you were just disciplined, but are you saying you are not aware of any person who consumes that drug who got hooked onto it so much that they are constantly looking for money to go buy it and all these things and feed into... we spoke about criminality, but not only that, just generally having trouble with that, or even dying along the way.
Like I said, there's no death certificate because of ganja. But what I'm trying to say, you see, what the state does, what our government does, our government make criminals out of youth. They take that little, let's say the kid get caught with a $10 bali. Imagine it's $10. That child have to go to prison. His life is destroyed. He get a record. He goes to face now hardcore criminals inside there that have killed people, that have stolen, that have do all the things. And the government, through the taxpayers' money, have to pay. That bali was only $10, but we have to pay $75 per day to keep that guy in prison. What I'm trying to say is, the substance, the crime, does not, the prohibition cause more harm than the crime itself.
Did you in your case, because I'm sure you tried it out first, for whatever reason, maybe leisure or whatever, and the fact that for 35 years you have then continued to do that, it means you couldn't get off ganja.
No. What kept me stuck there is the benefits. I could have lived it a long time ago.
What are the benefits?
It's calm. I used to be a drinker. I used to be alcoholic, drink alcohol. When I opened my eyes, I was in a fight. I did something wrong. It was always. But when I started to drink, I become calm. I start to respect people. I start to see my value in the community. I start to see my place. I start to see my responsibility for my next person. It brings out myself, and that keeps me there.
One needs to consume ganja or anything like that to be a good human.
Now we go into biology. Thank you for asking that question. You see, cannabis, it have these cannabinoids. There is a system, an indoor cannabis system, biological system in your body that works the same like dopamine. For instance, when you win a race, that feeling you have. But this one is in the plant. The cannabinoid is in the plant. So when you smoke it, you get that feeling like you have win, or you can get it naturally, but you cannot win a rice every second or every, so you take the additional plant to give you that. But that plant is not triggering you to do anything wrong. Anything wrongdoing is a choice. It's nothing to do with that substance.
Okay. Again, I can't speak for ganja, but I know that alcohol, for example, there's a lot of things that happen in our country. Alcohol is a substance, it's on its own.
And we can put our fingers on it. But not ganja.
Because I wanted to say that a lot of killings and all these things, there's a lot of things that happen as a result of alcohol consumption. And when people start regretting, they have already killed someone or they are lying in a jail cell because they ran over someone with their cars unexpectedly or subconsciously. But let's talk about the impact of the criminalization of the use of ganja. What impact does it have on men like you who consume it? You were in jail. What did you go to jail for?
I went because it is prohibited.
You were caught with it?
With it. Yes, it's prohibited. That's why I went to jail for it. And I'm saying, you see, alcohol, They wait until you drink and commit a crime, and then they catch you. But in cannabis, it's a different story. You did not even smoke it yet, but you are going to jail.
No, possession is
Yeah,
a
but
crime.
I'm giving you the story behind the story. You know, in a basis of, as an equalitarian, you would see the two substances. The one that is causing more harm. But you know why the politicians, especially the ruling party, cannot touch alcohol? Because it employs the second highest people in the country. So they can do nothing about it. Even though we are dying out because of that substance.
Yeah.
And now they find a gateway, which is the cannabis, to blame it on the cannabis. But there's no, I'm telling you, these trucks you see that get caught at the borders,
Yes.
it's not for animals, it's for people.
Yeah.
And that thing is good for asthma. It's a medicine. It's good for tuberculosis. It's good for a lot of things. People will not listen to the law because they need this thing.
Yeah, you might just go to the hospital and get tuberculosis medicine instead.
Again, I must go the government way. They are dictating. I use the African herb that comes a long way with me. We all found that plant on earth. Suddenly we want to take it out. We will leave it here.
We'll leave it here.
Yes.
So, when you were incarcerated,
Yes.
Brian, there was an issue about your hair being cut also.
Yes.
What happened there?
Okay. Now all these things,
Yeah.
they are the same thing. You know what happened? Our institutions, the devil is in details, especially at the correctional facility. You know, we have people that fought for our dignity. Sam Neoma and many more, Hendrik Nanse, Vetboy, all these people, they fought for our dignity. And hair, natural hair-based discrimination is very dangerous. It's tantamount to racial discrimination because you cannot separate your hair texture from your race, can you? It's your identity.
Yeah.
Yes, and people must accept the way you look because the discrimination against your hair constitutes to racial discrimination. So which means the correctional facility is busy with racial discrimination against the male inmates.
Yeah. The argument, if I understood it at the time, was that, of course, you had
Dreadlocks.
Yeah, dreadlocks.
Yes.
I think maybe in their thinking was also the issue of what you can do to harm yourself. I don't know how long they were. That is one element, but the second element is also about maybe, I don't know, what can be hidden in the dreadlocks.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. The first element that you said.
Yeah.
The first element is if you are saying that I can harm myself with my hair, why is it only for male? Why is there gender equality in this rule? You understand?
So female inmates are not subjected to the
No,
same.
they are not. They are not. But their guidelines is saying no, it's because of hygiene purposes.
Uh-huh.
Now you see the discrimination there. They call it microaggression. Where you are telling me to say that I'm not looking professional. My hair looks too dirty.
Yeah.
You understand? Do you think I can cut off my arms if my armpit stinks? I just wash. You see?
I understand.
Yes. So for you, imagine if a Kavango, if a Himba goes in there.
Yeah.
Next thing, if he goes out, there's no more Himba.
You come out something else.
Because of the law. That is a discrimination. And our Commissioner Rafael must look into it.
Yeah.
It's a serious thing. People have fight against racial discrimination. You are good in your natural state.
Yeah. So you were suing them, that matter, are you still pursuing it, or,
No, the
or were you defeated properly in court?
No, the matter is still on. We were arguing the heads of arguments, and now on what you call it, 26th of September, we go for trial. It was a pre-trial. We go for trial, where we, because it's not fair, my brother.
Yeah.
You cut male, you don't cut female.
I understand.
Yes, that is clear. It's a gender equality issue there.
Yeah.
Yes, and to cut people's hair against their consent.
Yeah.
That is a racial discrimination.
I understand.
Yes.
I think there are other circumstances in which hair can be cut. Our children must go to school in a particular...
And that is the other thing. Schools, prisons, they must accept the person as it is. As they are.
No, but Rasta, the issue is also that some different hairstyles have different connotations and have different meanings. Even the president of the country, just as an example, or the prime minister, they ought to have certain hairstyles.
Yeah, but it must fall under...
If you see President Gengob with just some, I don't know, pantsula or whatever, you might say, but how is a president looking like this? So there are connotations also that
What you are telling me, Yalda Toivo, is that the Eurocentric way is the way forward.
We have our decent African
That
ways
is
also.
no, that is not. The way I look is African.
Yeah.
Yes, the way I look is African. And you are fighting me, telling me even the president look Eurocentric. No.
Yeah.
It's not how it works.
I understand.
Yes.
That's man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
It's a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah, to you too. Thank you
Keep
for
up the good
time.
fight, and
I'll do that.
we'll call you
Yes.
when the verdict of your case, whether it's positive or negative, comes out. We'll talk to you, but thank you for coming.
Thank you. I'll be expecting your call.
Yeah, wonderful. That is
Yes,
Brian Jaftha. He is a cannabis rights activist, talking about the right to use that substance, which he says is not harmful. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.